Hey there! In this video, we are going to talk about how to really find and nail down your mission. And yes, we're going to go very deep on marketing, but I'm going to try to paint a picture for you in this video about why you need to first back up and really kind of look at the big picture and get a first draft, a working version of what your mission is, your why. It's your why. You often know what you do and how you do it, but you've got to start doing the work to figure out why you do it because it is powerful. It will change your life. It will unlock so many things in your business and in your messaging. It was going to draw people to you when they have the same why, when they're motivated by the same things, when they love your vision. When you think about the kind of world that you want to live in and the way that you want to live your life and the reason that you make the decisions the way that you make them, when you can really identify that, then you can get really consistent and you can do that unapologetically. When you don't listen to some advice and you do listen to others, you know why. When you get different opportunities and you have to decide which ones to say yes to and which ones to say no to, when they all look good, you can make the decision and then you know why you made it, which means you can stick to it. And when you start to challenge yourself and you start to step out on a limb and do stuff you've never done before and you get to the point where it's hard or it's scary, you're going to press through and you're going to do it because you know why. You know why you're doing those things. So, I want to get really practical and give you some journaling exercises to do. Okay, so first I want you to take a piece of paper and look back through your life and think about, pick a handful, maybe 5 to 10 emotionally charged events or seasons in your life. And it's something where you really liked something or you really didn't like something. You had some kind of powerful emotion. You were either proud of something or you're upset by something, you were bothered by something, or you're inspired by a person. So I want you to make a list of those. And then next to each thing, I want you to just journal a little bit, a few thoughts next to each one, and think about why. Why did you care so much? Why did it bother you? Were you so proud? Why did you love that person? Why do you still remember the impact that they made in your life? What was it that they helped you do or be or feel or accomplish? What did they help you believe about the world? Or what did someone believe about the world that rubbed you wrong and you never forgot it and you felt like there was some truth that you believed that they rubbed up against and made you realize that it was there, right? So we're looking for times where your emotions, you remember them because of your emotions and you were thinking something and feeling something, and it helps to go back a ways into the past and kind of have that reflection because you're not invested in, like, if you make a certain conclusion you'll have to change some part of your life or something right now, right? It helps to go back kind of and have that perspective. And I want you to do this from the general perspective of gratitude for everything that you've experienced. This is not about, I don't want you to entertain any guilt or anger or frustration. I want you to have a curious, excited mindset or approach to this as you go back. And I want you to just be thinking about how you are looking for valuable insight that's going to help you move forward with your life. So today's a new day. Focus on what your past experiences tell you about what's important to you and what matters and who you are. And yeah, why you think and feel the way you do. Why did you think and feel those ways back then? Okay, so then I want you to take that, and it can be good. You can keep going. It can also be good. Don't feel bad if you need to take a break and come back to this a day or two later. And ideally, what would be great is if you could find, I want to challenge you to find a friend, somebody that you can talk to, ideally somebody who wasn't actually there and didn't know you through all of that. So like your mom or your spouse is like maybe not ideal. A friend that you feel like is a kindred spirit but maybe hasn't heard your stories, ask them for a time for a coffee chat or something and tell them some of your stories and have them write down what they hear you saying about what you were thinking and how you were feeling. And then I want you to take their notes and your notes, and you're both going to write down some ideas about what you consistently do, for whom, and why. And full disclosure, I want to say this is an exercise that I read in Find Your Why. There's a book that's a companion book to Start With Why by Simon Sinek. So this is all in that idea of why, and starting with why is so powerful. And then you need to be able to make decisions and live out of your why. And then you also need to get to the point where you're going to verbalize it in a way that matches with the what and the how of your business, so that you can tell people and they can know from the beginning, it needs to be part of your branding eventually and part of your messaging, why you do what you do, because people are emotional. They need to connect with you on that emotional level. And when they have the same why, that's when magical things happen. You will have loyal fans, you'll have followers, you'll have students, you'll have collaborators. That can be the difference between your competition, like this whole thing about competition and collaboration or whatever. A really powerful thing can be when you tap into the fact that you have the same why, that you both want to help women in the same way, that you both want to change the world in the same way. And then if you have abundance mindset, that's where you can collaborate instead of comparing yourself to each other. And when each other is successful, you are happy because you know that you both see the bigger picture of making the same impact in the world, right? Those can be the deepest friendships when you think about the whole being greater than the sum of the parts. And when you get a group of people together, that's why communities are so powerful. When you get people together who have that same mission, you just get this incredible synergy, right? Okay, so that's a little rant about competition versus collaboration and kind of that thing, which is a whole different thing. But I say that to help illustrate the point of that's just one example, and then your messaging and your marketing is another. There's so many examples. I'm going to give a few, and then as we go on into these other topics, I'm going to try to pull it back all together. As we go into each one, I'm going to tease out a strand of like each topic, how it connects to your why. So I want you to take your notes, look for at least a common theme, and it helps to look up, as you're looking back at your life, it helps to look if you've had different kinds of jobs and different kinds of skill sets or different kinds of hobbies, what were the things that you were always doing, or what were like consistent motivations that you had? What did you consistently care about? How were you motivated in a similar way in different circumstances? And in a little bit, I'm going to tell you about mine, just to give you an example and something to think about with that. So, but the other thing that I want to mention, we're going to get obviously really deep into building on your mission and your why with your marketing, but I just want to mention that your why is also going to help you with alignment. And I believe alignment is the key to this like nebulous idea of like work-life balance. And well, I just want to say too, like if you want to take more time to journal, you should also journal and write down about your values and have that somewhere. And that can be, marriage and family and health. And that can also be things like authenticity and freedom and independence and generosity, leadership, just different things. Like what are the values that are really important to you, and think about, we'll get into that in messaging. So, but anything like that, journaling that you do now is going to help as we build on it. Back to the idea of alignment, I just want to mention, just mention and get you thinking about the fact that when you tap into your why, and like I was saying earlier about how it will help you to, well, yeah, just that right now I'm just going to say that knowing your why will help you with alignment with your life. And so the way that, oh yeah, I was talking about how it helps you make decisions. That kind of thing is going to help you to identify why you think and feel the way you do when you talk to your spouse, when you and your spouse are making decisions, when you're thinking about spending quality time with your kids, when you're talking about budget, when you're thinking about your health, when you're just, I want to challenge you to expect that as you identify this and drill into this and it helps you with your marketing, I want you to expect that you are going to find and get excited about other ways that this illuminates things in the rest of your life, in other areas of your life. And we probably won't get super into alignment in this course, but I just want to put that seed there because it's exciting and it's something to think about. Okay, so that is enough for right now on mission and finding your why. I want you to do that exercise, write down your thoughts. If you can, get a friend, if you can share some stories and get some feedback, try to do that. Get their input, and think about your impact and why it's exciting. And I'm going to go ahead and finish this video and move into the next one because it's going to be a very, it's kind of like the second half of this topic. They're very closely related. So, all right, I will see you in the next video.